I believe that our distinguished friend and colleague, Venerable Pinanda, wishes to add a few thoughts.
Thank you so much for wonderful learned panel. First of all, I thank to Venerable Suman and Thai Temple to organize such a wonderful panel, all of religious representatives here, I believe, first time. However, I remember Catholic Buddhist dialogue we had over 33 years ago. Archbishop Menon participated one side, Dr. Ratnasara and myself and other panelists. I believe here in Nampet and Venerable also were that meeting. That's the greatest thing happened. But Thai, in fact, means shrine.
Yes.
Then,
yes.
But like this, every religious not participated. You know, when I hear in this or panel, Swami's speech very carefully, he's a little bit worried about in front of all of Sangha members, Buddhist monks, why too much talking about God? So, Swami, we are not so upset about that, even though Maria tried to her best to explain everything happened through the God. You know why? I was asked when I went to high school teaching class, one of younger asked, do you believe God? I said yes. Because what I believe, you guys, Americans and Westerners, do not know how to spell good. You guys, instead of a good, you drop one O. So good become a God. We call good, you call Maria God. So on the other hand, what happened? Devil. Westerners, American and Westerners call devil, we drop D. We call evil. In other words, theist religions talking about through messenger God try to explain good, through the devil try to explain evil. We are direct. We say good is good, evil is evil.
Yes.
Then again, Swami, you are right. You know, the Buddha says, Kullupamam bhikkhave dhammandesami no gahanatai vo taranatai. It means that when you cross the river, when the boat, after crossing the river, you never carry in the boat with you. Likewise, we never, even though Dhamma help us to get enlightenment, we are not attached to even Dhamma. By the way, Swami explained one of beautiful stories about an elephant and blind. That is Swami in our text early, our Tripitaka, Anguttara Nikaya has the same story. You know, very interesting to Father tell you, in Greek Veda, Nasatiya Sutta explained 7 poems, Sanskrit. Exactly, it is Rabbi, Old Testament, in a Genesis, nothing separation. Also in our text, Buddhist text, Majjhima Nikaya has called Aganya Sutta, same thing. Therefore, early teaching are going here and there, that is coming from, we have a lot of relationship too. By the way, Rabbi, you says white lies not bad. Then I was thinking all the time, why so many Jewish people embrace Buddhism? In fact, according to Los Angeles Times, over half of Jews in living America are Buddhists. Jew and Buddha organization, when you go to internet, Jew and Buddhist combined together. Because as a Buddhist, we are also not afraid to say white lies. Could be that is the reason to a lot of relationship. Finally, I like to say, in one of beautiful variables, you are explained very well in Buddhist texts. Thank you so much. And in one of our Zen tradition says, when you finger pointing, this is the moon. Father Lakshmi says this is the moon, Piyananda says this is the moon, Rabbi says this is the moon. Our fingers are different, but moon is one. Similarly, we are different tradition, different way. We try to teach the peace and harmony and also enlightenment, different path. However, enlightenment is one. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Venerable Pinanda, perhaps those of us who are theists could learn to be more direct from you Buddhists. You've set a wonderful precedent for us for a few moments. I'd like to invite any of you who have questions or thoughts you'd like to share with the panel to please feel free to do so. Anyone? Sir. Perhaps we can bring a microphone to him.
Speak up my mind, and thank you for all the honorable venerable here for permitting me to express my view. This is a very important topic. My name is Tron Tran. I'm a clinician and also an attorney at law. So I've seen both worlds, the world of medicine. I've seen people die because of lack of medicine. And I've seen people get imprisoned because of poor representation. So we are trying to redress some justice in this world, and also to upgrade the humanity, the sense of humanity, so that all of us can enjoy that kind of security, life, and the pursuit of happiness. And as we're speaking about world peace today, I can see a big elephant in this room. We haven't touched it. Bhante said we start the conversation back in 93. So I think at that start we're probably touching the Trump. And since then there's so many conferences on peace. I went to the Dalai Lama on Interfaith Conference, and we are touching the ears, the trunk, and today I hope that we touch the tail. So in the next time conference, I think we can all see what is the elephant looks like. I hope so for the next conference. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes. Swami would like to add a comment.
Yes. I am very, very impressed with the panelists, that your ideas and your thought, what you are given today. Questions come to our mind that the unrest world, that what we see and what we experience right now, that we are all a lot of bitter experience. Even it doesn't happen here, but it affected to us, less or more. So question is that when we talk a lot of things, then how we can bring our reality and also our thought to the people, every corner of the world, and make them how to peace come together. So that is the most important, how to implement our peace in this world. So that is the point of view I like to ask all the panelists, that how we can bring there. Especially Maria, she's talked a lot of things, very beautiful things that in Islam. I'm so impressed. I like to see that how we can go this kind of tourism or this kind of beautiful things, beautiful thought, go to make people to good understanding and make everyone live together in peace. Please give some advice to us. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Panelists, advice, how to bring this to the world? How to bring these wonderful thoughts that you've all expressed this afternoon? I will just, while they're thinking of their answers, I will just play on your words for just a moment, Venerable Sumana. I once told the mayor of Los Angeles that, Los Angeles is supposedly the film capital of the world. We sell the world a lot of things from Los Angeles. But what we really should be marketing from Los Angeles is the fact that all these different religions that reside here can do so peacefully and amicably and lovingly, not necessarily always agreeing with one another, but not resulting to violence against one another. That's one thing that I think we can market. Also, I know Rabbi and Maria, I think would bear with me when I say that we certainly try also here in Los Angeles to not allow what happens, for example, in the Middle East between Christians, Muslims, and Jews, the horrors that often occur there. We try to prevent them from negatively impacting how these three communities live here in Los Angeles. We're not always successful, but we try. We try, and I think these are a couple of my own thoughts on how we can take put your words into practice. Anyone else?
May I?
Please.
I feel that humanity is undergoing another stage in its evolution. As you know, at least we accept the idea of evolution. We had some...
We accept that now. We accept that now.
There were some big evolutionary steps. One of them is this one, opposable thumb. Before that, there was no opposable thumb. Then the opposable thumb was evolved. Gradually, we're evolving these different traits. And we find what's the fully evolved person. The fully evolved person would be a Buddha. Fully evolved person would be a Jesus. A fully evolved person would be Muhammad. A fully evolved person would be Krishna. That's what we're all called upon to do. And it looks to me, at least, like in many places in the world we are seeing it. We are seeing more, just the fact of our meeting here is an example of how we are evolving. But we have so much immaturity in the world. So where we see all the strife going on in the world, that's human immaturity. We aren't all growing at the same rate. Some of us are growing a little faster. So we have to do our best to be the most Christ-like, the most Buddha-like we can, and serve. Where we have strife, where we are able to serve, we have to serve. That's my...
I would just I'd like to just point out, you mentioned we need to serve, and that's absolutely crucial. And one way that certainly Swami and I have tried to serve here in Los Angeles is that we have joined Habitat for Humanity, and we are it's called an interfaith build, and there have been monastics from the Shilai Temple have joined us there as well, where it's a marvelous site, a wonderful photo op, if nothing, the world should see, where a priest and the Swami and the Buddhist monastics and Jewish rabbis and everyone else come together, and we're building a house for someone together, someone that doesn't have a place to live. That type of thing, that type of service, I think multi-faith or interfaith service projects together certainly help to bond people together. And we have some wonderful discussions about religious matters, while last time we were painting, and the time before that we were installing window frames. So it's a wonderful experience. Rabbi.
Thank you. That's a wonderful segue to what I was going to say. Having the privilege of being more or less retired, I now have the privilege once a week of working at a homeless shelter in Pasadena called Union Station Foundation. And, we have... I think one of the answers, Venerable, to your very good question is we have so much fear of the other in our world. We have fear of immigrants. We have fear of people who are of a different faith. We have fear of people of a different race or creed or ethnicity. And I certainly, in the couple of months I've been volunteering there, every day at lunch, over 120 people come from all walks of life, all nationalities, all faith communities, or no faith, and they simply line up for a hot meal. And it's inspiring to me both to have the privilege of serving, but also to see that the different churches and synagogues and mosques each take a night a week to serve a meal to people who are homeless. And I must say, even though we say we live in the city of angels, life is not always very angelic in this city. The fact that we who are blessed with such abundant resources have so many people who live on the streets is, I think we would say, my tradition is Shanda. There's no excuse for this. So we have much work to be done, and my answer to your very good question is pick one corner of the world and try to improve it, whether it's working with people who are homeless, building homeless for people who need them through habitat, whatever it may be. World peace is a global, lofty vision we all should strive for. I think it begins with each of us finding our place in the world and improving one dark corner, bringing light and hope and joy to one dark corner of the world.
Thank you. Anyone else? Daska.
I would just pick up on that. The first thing that came to my mind was the simple song, "Let Peace Begin With Me." And I need to reach out to others, and I think the idea of serving together is definitely the answer. We need to cross over the lines that divide us so that we can work together for the benefit of all. We're all called to that. Most of us probably in this room are people of privilege, people with power. We can use those privilege and power to benefit others if we'll step out of our comfort zone. And I would hope we would all have the courage to do that.
Thank you. Maria?
I'm going to share with you an example that I always share it when I speak or when I teach. It's imagine yourself standing in front of a pond, and you take a small pebble and you're going to throw it in the pond. What are you going to get? Ripples. And it's going to be a bigger and a bigger and bigger. Most of the time people look at the largest circle and they want to fix it. But we can't fix the large circle if we don't start with the first circle that started around this simple pebble, which is me. In order to reach peace around the world, it's going to start with me. And I remember when I moved to the United States 30 years ago, I thought about God created me for a mission in this life. And here God comes again in my life. And the reason is that I have a purpose. I am from the Middle East, and I'm originally from Syria, where the chaos is happening. And I ache every time I watch TV. And I went there a few weeks ago. But I still think that I'm here. And my mission is here. And we are all here. And it's going to start here. So if we work together, greet each other, do things together, enjoy life, make each other happy, peace will happen all over the world.
Thank you. Yes, certainly.
My appeal, if we as religious leaders, all of them, that appeal to you too, we better to learn each other, our tradition, especially our doctrine. Of course, first we have to master our own doctrine. After that, you learn other tradition, you're going to be better. For example, I was a Christian Methodist seminary 3 years as a Buddhist monk. I learned master's Christianity. I more and more appreciate my Buddha's teaching when I learn and more Christianity. Same time in Christian, my friends who were learning Buddhism, they more and more appreciate Christianity.
Absolutely.
Therefore, we must learn our own traditions. It is very important to learn Holy Bible and Quran and Buddhist, at least Dhammapada. If you learn, when you go into each other respect, of course, Bhagavad Gita, otherwise Swami going to be upset with me. All of we learn properly. This is a grateful thing. I appeal to all of my colleagues, Sangha members to learn Holy Bible and other traditions. Then more and more we appreciate our religions.
Venerable Pinanda, I'm a great advocate of interreligious learning. I like to partner Jews, Catholics, Hindus, and Muslims, Buddhists. I like to partner congregations with one another so that we can each study each other's sacred texts. We can learn from the other about the other. And I think you're absolutely right. The more we do this, the more we'll certainly appreciate the other, but we'll only grow in our own faith. We'll only grow in our own faith.
May I say something?
Certainly.
I would, if we are here today, I would say that this message needs to reach out the community. Because sometimes I am part of those dialogue, but it stays on the level of leaders and clergies. It doesn't go to the community.
Yes.
And it's time
Yes.
for the community to know what we're doing.
The Buddhist community goes.
I know. But I'm calling here to my colleague and whoever is that this message is not only for us, it's for everybody to participate. And I hope that this
Yes.
will be accomplished in the near future.
Yes. That's always the downside to official dialogues, that they're on a certain level and they don't filter down to the man and woman, as we would say, in the pew or in the temple. Yeah, that's what has to happen. And it's important, in my opinion, that the public see us together. Visibility, pardon me. Buddhist monastics, Christian clergy, Jewish rabbis, Hindu swamis, Muslims, not just the religious leaders, but the rank and file people as well. The more the world sees us interacting together and growing the understanding of one another, the much better the world will be. Anything else? Well, again, on behalf of the panel, I thank you for inviting us. We feel privileged to be and share this opportunity of being with you and learning from you. And I hope that this is not the last time that you have a dialogue such as this as part of your annual conference. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much. Thank you on behalf of the Watai Los Angeles and the members of the Thai Bhikkhus Council. I'd like to thank our great panelists here for being here today and sharing with us the wisdom from the different religions. And I personally have learned a lot. I think this is very beneficial, and I hope we will have this type of dialogue and panels and discussion in the future. I think this is a great opportunity, and thank you all again.
Thank you. Thank you
for being here. And now, what I would like to give a small present as a token of our thanks for your being here. And I would like to ask the most venerable Prathamoli to give the present to our panelists. Now it's time for the official group picture. Yeah. So before we do a full round of the group pictures, the Vice Rector of the Chulalongkorn University would like to present as a gift, and thanks to our panelists.
I'd like to express my great gratitude to Watai and Venerable Sumana for inviting not only myself, but all of our panelists here this afternoon. It was a wonderful experience for us to share with our Buddhist colleagues what our various religious traditions bring to world peace. The more that I think we saw great similarities in those texts and in those sentiments, but they must not remain in texts and in sentiments, they must be enfleshed. I think we all agreed that this afternoon, that religions must not only mouth or think, but must also do actions of peace. That includes compassion and respect and love and acceptance of one another, forgiveness of one another. And from the Catholic world, certainly peace means more than an absence of conflict. It means right relationships. And so we saw that this afternoon, that there are great resonances between things Buddhist and Christian and Muslim and Jewish and Hindu when it comes to respect for one another, compassion for one another, and acceptance of one another. And again, I thank you for inviting us to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our Thai temple doing this type of greater seminars, especially our interreligious faith components was a very success. Thanks to our Father Laxi, he's a wonderful learned as well as working with harmony, cooperation with all of religions. Due to his effort and energy, joined with Thai temple, he started this understanding each other. It is a great way we learn each other, our doctrine, our social works, as well as how to work harmoniously, not only ourselves with other world. Thank you so much again organizing this type of greatest events.
And thank you for being here and for your kind words.
I am Rabbi Mark Diamond. It is a great honor to be here today with the Venerables at this beautiful temple and this conference. Appreciate the very gracious hospitality, and I think this is a very important gathering to bring us together to learn from one another and to together speak about and to pursue pathways to world peace. There could be no greater blessing for the world than peace. It is a shared mission of all of us of faith, and I was very honored to be here today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Today we had a beautiful experience of what we want the whole world to experience, which is people of different backgrounds, different religious traditions coming together and talking openly with each other in a spirit of tolerance and acceptance. And I think the feeling of mutual respect and even love was palpable and remains palpable. And let these kind of events be conducted more and more. Let people come to learn from this example how to love each other, despite our different backgrounds, how to love each other, how to appreciate each other, and how to improve ourselves and become as perfect as we can be. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Swami. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ayatata Aloka. I'm from Northern California, and I was very happy to come down here to Wat Thai, LA today for only the second time in my life since coming 10 years ago. And I was delighted today that Buddhists are so interested in gathering together for the subject of peace, and to be together with Buddhist monastics from all around the world and all around the United States who, rather than exerting themselves in other ways or other efforts, spent the entire day thinking about how we can develop peace together. So I'm really appreciating Buddhism right at this moment. Being an American and not having been born Buddhist, I'm appreciating the heart, or we could almost say the soul of Buddhism, dedicated to peace, and the beauty of the harmony of the Sangha gathering together. This afternoon, then also there was an interfaith gathering, and I found this especially inspiring, to have people from various faiths gathered together and thinking about the causes of confusion and non-harmony, and also applying our minds towards peace together. I hope to bring this back to Northern California, and that via our contemporary technology that we will be able to spread the goodness of this day around the world. So if you're seeing this, I hope that you will also share the blessings and benefit of this very special day together. So Anumodhana Sadhu to all of the organizers and everyone with Wat Thai LA who worked very hard, obviously, to put together this beautiful event today. And I hope that we all share and spread the benefit far and wide.
Today is a very big beginning of the annual U.S. Sangha Council of the United States, in which the key program of today has been the interfaith, bringing together the diverse key leadership, religious leadership, that started out as a dialogue between Christian and Buddhist since 1984. Bhante Piyananda, who has been a very key Sri Lankan Buddhist leadership, and Father Alexis have continued their great work. Today we have representation from the Vedanta Hindu, Father Alexis, thank you so much, as well as Maria Khan from the Islamic Council of Human Relations. We also have representation from the Protestant religion, as well as Rabbi Mark Diamond and Venerable Hui Suan from this Silai temple, in bringing together a very dynamic, interactive dialogue with humor added and with suggestions that it's great to have leadership from different religion, but it's important to bring this in terms of implementing it on the real community level. The gist is, how do we operationalize and implement the dialogues into joint action together? And that's what we're hoping, that by doing this together, world peace will be definitely not an idealized process, but it can become a reality. Thank you so much.
ท่านผู้ชมที่ชมอยู่ทางบ้านท่านสาธุชนทั้งหลายนั่นเป็นความรู้สึกของผู้ที่ได้เข้าร่วมการสนทนาหรือ dialogue ของนานาศาสนาซึ่งแต่ละท่านก็ได้ให้ทัศนะได้ให้แนวความคิดข้อแนะนำและก็ความประทับใจที่ได้มาร่วมกันสนทนาได้มาร่วมกันเรียนรู้ซึ่งกันและกันในวันนี้ซึ่งเป็นความประทับใจและแต่ละท่านก็มีเจตนาอันดีและมีความรู้สึกที่ดีต่อกันซึ่งอันนี้แหละเรียกว่าเป็นสันติภาพสันติสุขจากภายในสู่ภายนอกอย่างแท้จริงการประชุมสัมมนาในวันนี้ได้รับประโยชน์อย่างน้อยก็ได้มาเห็นชุมชนชาวไทยโดยเฉพาะอย่างยิ่งนานาศาสนาไม่ว่าจะเป็นคริสเตียนคาทอลิกฮินดูยิวและอิสลามก็ได้มาเห็นชุมชนหรือชาวไทยชาวพุทธที่ได้มาประชุมกันโดยเฉพาะอย่างยิ่งพระธรรมทูตไทยในเครือสมัชชาสงฆ์ไทยในสหรัฐอเมริกาและพระธรรมทูตทั่วโลกได้มาร่วมประชุมฟังการอภิปรายและปรึกษาหารือในวันนี้เป็นประโยชน์อย่างมากและจะทำให้พระพุทธศาสนาและการดำเนินนโยบายการเผยแผ่พระพุทธศาสนาและการอยู่ร่วมกันของศาสนาต่างๆนั้นมีความเข้าอกเข้าใจกันและเป็นการสร้างสันติภาพอย่างแท้จริงเพราะฉะนั้นในวันนี้ถือว่าได้ประโยชน์อย่างสูงสุดและขอเชิญท่านทั้งหลายได้ให้การสนับสนุนและประพฤติปฏิบัติธรรมศึกษาธรรมปฏิบัติธรรมและปฏิบัติตามหลักของศาสนาของตนโลกนี้ก็จะสันติสุขอย่างแท้จริง